Hi there and welcome back in this new video. I am Matteo Migliorini, but you can call me Matt. In this video I want to show you how to use the timeline in production. I see more tutorials online, but nobody or no more people talk about the timeline for production. The real pipeline is not based only on one software. Maybe it's based on two or three or more software. Like, for example, you can find Maya or T-Rex Max or Cinema 4D, Houdini, and one software for compositing like Nuke or Fusion. When you open, for example, Maya, maybe the timeline is different. Maybe the timeline in the first frame is not 1 but should be 0. The same for Nuke. Maybe it's not 0, it's 1 or it's another. By the way, for communicate, for have the same ground, the same common ground or lower common determinator, you can find the setting for everyone. And you can say, okay, the timeline should be start, usually in production should be start from 1001 and finish when you need to finish the shot. For example, the shot should be 3 seconds. You can calculate how much frames you needed for 3 seconds. So 1001 plus the number of your duration. But how to setting and how is used the timeline in Houdini? Here the timeline obviously is in this part. This panel you can have here. You can also hide this panel with this arrow if you do, for example, not needed because maybe you are the modeling or you create only the VEX code for something or only the rent. I don't know, but you can also hide this part with this arrow. By the way, you can open like this, and you can have here the control for animation and the frame, where is the frame on your slider, where is located your slider here, for example. And here you have only one frame by frame, you can move it frame by frame. And here we have the other setting for preference, global animation option. You have the sound for if you needed, for example, create the effects is synchronized with the sounds. You can have the kind of play looping if started from 1 when I arrived to the end is restarted from the first frame, or you can come back. Okay, this is also another option. And also we have the real-time toggle, and we have also the playback fraction frames. From here we can have the tools for animated. We can talk about also this part and some of this part in the details. By the way, we can see now how to set in the real timelines for production. So we can open this panel from this icon. So in global animation option. In global animation option you have the different kind of option. And the first option is the FPS, frame per seconds. I talk about the frame per seconds in the next time. Also you have the start frame and the end frame. So the start frame in this case is 1 and the end frame is 240. I say we can start from 1000, so 1001. And then we can also set in for this example 1040. So we have the same scale you can have also from start 1 or from another. By the way, here we can set in this, you can say apply. If I click on apply, you can see my timelines changes. But if you want to keep this timeline permanent, also when you open for the second times Houdini, you can just click on Save as Default. When you can save as default, when you open for the next time Houdini, you can find your last setting you can have here, okay? You can close for now this panel, and you can see my timelines is changed. Here we have the slider, and we can create only the range where I work, for example, for zoom in or zoom out on this range. If you, for example, click and with the left mouse button hold and you can drag, you can see my range is changed, and I can zoom in and see every frames I have here. Or you can also use, but you can see here we have only the times, this number is represented, only the timeline is arrived. Here is doomed, is the range, and here is all timeline, all timeline. You can also click on this slider and you can move it for change the range, or you can, for example, write typing here the number of you want, for example, 1072. You can change your range here. Another important aspect when you work with this timeline, we started from 1001, is for the pre-roll. Pre-roll, in particular when you needed the pre-roll for simulation. For example, you need to create the simulation of the blue smoke, and you don't create the smoke is started from the first frame of your shot, for example, no? But you want it started before, so you have the pre-roll for growing your smoke in the viewport, and you can see, okay, now I want this, for example, smoke, it's okay. And we can see the example. We can go here and we can say, okay, I want the billow smoke, okay? And I can click here, and it's creative. Houdini create for me this. This is only for example, for see everything. Now is loading, because it started from frame 1. This is because here you should be setting start frame, you can be setting from 001. Now I write like this, but you can also write with H script, and for H script you can say $F start. Okay, I want to keep it like this. Okay, for now we can zoom out, and we can see if I press play, for example, you can have this simulation is started, but I can't in production say, okay, I want started like this, and I need to render from another frame, and so I started my render from this frame, and it's finished for 3 seconds. Then it's not like this the correct work. The correct work is say I want to do the pre-roll. For example, I need maybe we can say 100 frame before, because I love this shape, for example. I want to say, okay, I want my simulation started a lot of frame before. For do that, you can open these tools, very essentially tools. You can say 1001 less 100. So my timeline should be started to 901. I can setting that for make that I can come back on my global animation option, and I write here 901. So my simulation is started from 901. Obviously now is recalculate everything because my frame is fixed here now. So I can make close, I can press X for stop the simulation, and I come back here. But if I don't render from this, I render from the 1001. So now for that I can calculate my pre-roll. Okay, I simulate this smoke. Okay, only for example, for have a more quickly also the preview. You can see my, because it's not the core of my tutorial, that you can see my started from this frame. Okay, if I press play, you can see it started from this play. And you can, when you arrive to our first frames here, is growing like this. And you can say, okay, I want this range. And when you're rendering, you can rendering from this, you can see that. When you're working with this kind of timeline, you should be, for the simulation, especially for simulation, you can use disabilitate here the simulation from this brain here. Okay, this icon you can have here. This is because when, for example, moved, you can scroll on your timeline, maybe you started to recalculate everything because maybe you are not on the frame, this frame, and should be problem when you working because you waiting a lot of time for maybe made only one change. By the way, this is our example you can have here. And you can say, okay, my simulation is started from here and finish here, and I have this, I want to render that. And with this timeline, you can have also the real communicate with another teammates in your team, in your studios. Another aspect is for the real-time simulation in viewport. The real-time toggles is only for not for simulation but also for see the animation in viewport. This is okay, we can enable from here, or we can also enable real-time playback here. But this it's not true 100%. What I mean? I mean, if you click, for example, if I can show you, without, you can have this kind of simulation. And is also this kind of timing, okay, in your timelines is moved, is scrolled, okay. That the viewport also is depends on your hardware. If you have a more powerful hardware, you can have the very fast, for example, viewport because it regenerates more quickly. By the way, if I, for example, enable, you can see it's a quick difference. In this case, not, but you can see maybe the little difference. And that should be also the problem when you work with another person, because maybe you say, oh, this is so fast, this is very slow, maybe I want to change that, and that. But if you check essentially with the real tools for check that, and the real tool, it's the flipbook. In production, we use a lot of flipbook for check, and maybe the supervisor, your supervisor, is can say, okay, this frame is not working, the speed is too fast, maybe you go too slow. And for have the real time simulation, you can go here, click on this icon, you can open the render flipbook, and you can save the render flipbook. Here you can find, for example, also the frame range is a difference from this expression, is difference from the expression I write here, because this is RF is say the render frame, the range frame, so it started from here. Okay, not started from the first frame you can have here. If I say, for example, F start, okay, you can see the number of image is difference because it's take from this. If I say the range, the R is the another number. And you can start, for example, this Houdini is open the M play, and you can see flipbook is started, and you can see also how is work your simulation, your animation in real time. You can say play is different from your viewport. That is the only tools you can have, or the rendering, but maybe production don't have more times for rendering in some case. This is only the tools for see, for check the speed, the momentum, the velocity of your animation in if it's correct.